Hi Libra, this is your April 2018 reading. It's Aries season, so I think you guys might like that. I'm a Libra, and I'm a Libra rising, and my Pluto is in Libra. So I have Pluto conjunct my sun and my ascendant, so that kind of makes me like a Scorpio sometimes. But I love being a Libra. So, let me just shuffle these. These are really big cards. I don't think that the Libras will mind me shuffling these on camera. I'm going to take this one. Okay. Your first card is the King of Ariel. It says, successful, stable, accomplished, powerful. Your plans are working out very well. Professional and financial success, using resources wisely. So this card is actually saying that you're being very efficiently proactive in generating something. And it's not even like you're being proactive in making something happen. It's just that you might have something like a skill or a specialty that you're actually able to provide. You know, maybe it's a talent, or maybe it's a service, or maybe it's a talent within a service. It could be any of those things. Whatever it is, you're really good at it. Libras tend to be. I'm not being biased. Okay, here we go. So that's how people are seeing you. They're seeing you as someone that is actually really talented, that actually has a lot going for you. It's like you would be really great on paper, and you would be really great in conversation too. Okay, so let me just shuffle one more time. These cards are very wide and very thick. So it's kind of hard to get them exactly. Okay, so I'm going to cut them. Let's see what comes up. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, you've got the Three of Raphael. So this card is kind of like very related to the Empress, right? There we go. So it says, reasons to celebrate, a community of friends, happy announcements regarding relationships or children. So this could be, you know, something that you sort of generated, right? It's kind of like you are creating something and you're really expecting it to sort of take off, right? You're feeling good about it. There are good times had exploring this thing. And then there's also, sorry, give me one second. And then there's also, you know, a reason for you to be excited about it because it's a good thing. All right. So you're coming to the end of some worry that you might have been facing. It could have been over a long period of time. You got the Nine of Michael, which is like the Nine of Swords in this deck. And it says your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. Okay, so this might be some stuff that is really causing you some worry because you can't really do anything about it, right? It's kind of out of your control. What you can control are your thoughts. So whatever the situation is that took place, I think that it's taking place for a reason, and you need not worry too much about it just because everyone's always evolving in life, and you want to get to the next step and you want to move forward. So it's like things do end sometimes, and they come to a heightened sense of satisfaction within that experience. So then you need to be able to walk away from that thing that you are familiar with that isn't really bad, but it's not really great. This is the Eight of Raphael, which is the Eight of Cups. There is something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you, a spiritual quest. I think this is like Saturn and Pisces, maybe. You know, Pisces is a very compassionate sign, and they're one of understanding. I know I dated a Pisces for 10 years, and I'm still really good friends with them. And they can really get so involved emotionally in something that it's almost like they can't let something go sometimes. And that's for a lot of water signs. I have a Cancer moon at 29 degrees, okay? So I know about not letting some things go sometimes. This thing that you felt good about at one point that has brought you some kind of comfort, and it's brought you a sense of strength at one point. You now are being called to, abdicate from that just because it served its purpose. You don't need to be in the same place that you were a decade ago, right? Because you are definitely in a different place. And if you're in the same place, it doesn't matter whether it's better or it's worse. But if you're in the same place, then that's great. Maybe things are working for you. But if you haven't really moved forward or even sideways, then you got to change something, boo. And the next card I got was Change Your Life. Don't tell me. A sudden revelation that offers freedom. Break free of procrastination. Embrace the opportunities that change brings. So, this is causing you to. This is originally the Tower. You need a change. You need to make the change occur. The change may have happened in the past. It could be something that took place that you couldn't really do anything about. And it's like, once that change happens, then it's time for you to sort of make that move that you need to. It's like you're waiting for something to happen, but you sort of gotta just let it take its course. Things will happen. It's just, don't be impatient and don't procrastinate at the same time. Those could be to your detriment. You know what I mean? In this sense, you want to not get stuck in being worried about the change that's happening, that you're setting for yourself, because you are. And in the center of your reading, Libra, you've got the Ace of Ariel, which is the Ace of Pentacles, and this is a beautiful card. It's your lucky day. New resources of money, time, or support, a change in job or promotion. Like I just said, you need to make that change. Even if it's something that you've been doing for a long time, make that change. Even if it's like a change that you want to implement into your life. This is saying it's coming in, okay? I love the look of these cards. Anything that you want to do and that you have the capabilities to do, okay, because sometimes people say that they're good at stuff and they're not really that great at it. I mean, look at American Idol, I'm just saying. Not so much now, back in the day, though. So when you put energy into something, the universe will grant you the reward for putting energy into that thing, right? These are a series of videos that I'm posting on YouTube with my partner Dale Harris, under the name Providence Tarot, of course, but I haven't done this ever in my life, but here I am. Meaning a YouTube page, but I've been reading cards for years. They came to me literally. I found them outside in the snow. There were two of them, the Magician and the King of Cups. I love telling that story. So in your future, it says, there is a better course of action available to you. Working alone may not be the best answer. Review all the details. Okay, so it's like, maybe you wanted to like start a company on your own and, you just wanted it to kind of be you, or maybe you were thinking of, getting your own client base, or maybe you were thinking of doing something completely different than it is that you've done before, right? And you might be worried about if you're gonna go in the right direction. I think this card is the Seven of Michael is Seven of Swords, so I think that's Moon in Aquarius. You may have thought at one point that your destiny was one thing, and sure, your destiny could have been that one thing for that period of time, but now it's on to shine light onto another aspect of you that people didn't even really know existed, right? Because the seven of Michael is the moon in Aquarius, so it's like the mysteriousness or the mystique of it. It's the unknowing of something. You know, the moon reveals things every time it comes around, and it's shining light wherever it is. You are guided by the moon, right? Exactly. So when that light comes in and it's showing you something that you hadn't seen before, but you know now is actually really a thing, it's an inspired thought, then it becomes something, right? It's like if you've never seen a comet but you know that they exist, you've just never seen one. That's very Aquarius. Okay, so in your hopes and fears, you've got the Strength card, which is number 8 usually, but in this deck it is number 11, which I guess we could see it as being your card if it's number 11 in the Justice card. It's not, it's Leo, but you know, in traditional Rider-Waite, it is the Justice card, and it is Libra. So this card says strength, grace through kindness, self-confidence, forgiveness. I believe that Aries got this card as well. I'm doing all the cardinal readings, so it's interesting to see what cards come up for each one of the cardinal signs, and it repeats itself. You know, it's kind of like Libra, you're graceful, you're poised, you like to come across as being statuesque, and you know you can use those abilities and those superpowers, I call them, to really get what you want. You know what I'm saying? And it's what you deserve. It's not really what you want. You know, I'm not talking about like, you know, Taurus or Scorpio here. Let's just get that clear. Use those moments of strength and courage and knowing to push through the things that you have thought about, that you have considered, that you've reconsidered, that you've reconsidered, and just fucking do them. You know, get it out there. If there's something that you have a special ability to do, then show it to someone that might actually be able to help you realize it, get it to the next step, right? Maybe they can tell you if they're interested in you or not, meaning what you have to offer. Your next card in your wheel, meaning it's in your Mars position, is the Page of Raphael. That is the Page of Cups, okay? Another beautiful card. It says, a new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships or social invitations, great intuitive insights. I was just talking about your ideas and your concepts. You know, you are gentle and loving and dreamy and open-hearted, like this card here is saying, you know. People like Libra, and that's because Libra has the ability to take a situation, make it a positive experience right away, and then take something from that positive experience and apply it in other interactions that you have with other people. So it's always about learning about relationships with Libra, right? And the Page of Raphael, which, you know, I really get Pisces from this energy, is learning how to be that for yourself. Learn to understand yourself and your emotions, and, you know, get a sense of what's going to nurture you and fulfill you in terms of what you need. Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of self-therapy by loving yourself a little bit more. Oh, it says loving right here. Anyway, that is a beautiful card and a beautiful energy. Just don't get too emotional, okay? And in your advice, you've got the Five of Michael. So it's like, don't be afraid to get your ideas out there and what you think and what you believe. You know, this card is usually one of like communicative conflicts or mental conflicts. It could be a psychological conflict. This situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach, right? It's just like how I was saying a moment ago. You know, Libra goes into an experience or a circumstance, even, you know, and they can turn it into something positive, right? It's that ability to create beauty out of anything, really. I can see beauty in anything. Right? I smile at strangers when I walk down the street. What? I sure do. And you know what they do? They smile back. So stop making yourself feel like people aren't going to like what it is that is going on up here, because they are. You've thought about it so much that it's gonna lie on the spectrum of like being more okay than not okay, right? It's just innately you, Libra. So let's get into your outcome. Beautiful. Epiphany, number 9, which is the Hermit. It's about going within, okay? Joy through spiritual growth. Be a light to others. Answers that come through meditation. So it's like all of those things that you've thought about and you've considered and reconsidered. Um, you know, share that stuff with people. Your strengths that you have that now bring you into a place of knowing how you can present something to people, because you know Virgo is the sign of service. You know, they offer themselves up. They can be critical, which is a good thing sometimes, but sometimes it's not a good thing. You know, it's like, what do they call it, analysis paralysis. You can get so deep into something and trying to construct and deconstruct and reconstruct that it's like you sort of like change the overall good thing that you were just trying to like revive. Anyway, with this card being here, it's saying once you go within and you see things for what they really are, right? As far as what you need and what you can provide, which is that creative service and that talent that you have, do that. Expose people to it. Tell people about it. Show them what it is that you can do. Tell them why you do it well, because they will see it. All right, Libra, that's your reading.